It's not going to work, is it? You're live?
No.
Is it?
Okay.
Hold on. Copy. I was already live, and now I'm... Oh, we are live then.
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
Okay. Let's do this, and then we'll know if it comes up on the screen there. Then we'll know, okay?
There's a delay.
But hold on, if it's like, we'll just see. Have I done it there? No, see, it's gone. Oh no, I don't know. It might come back. It might come back. If I do that and then it comes up there, then we'll know. Just check. Wait, am I gonna do it? I've done it. Look, I've done it. I've done it. Okay, we're live. All right,
so hopefully we're live. We are so sorry to keep everyone waiting.
Yeah.
Welcome to Chinwag 152.
Such a mess up. I mean, just unbelievable.
It is.
You know what, guys? I am really sorry for that. We actually scheduled the stream.
Yeah, and we always seem to have this problem. This is why we don't tend to schedule them.
Yeah.
With whatever we're doing something quite clearly wrong.
Yeah.
When we're trying to go live on when we've scheduled a chat.
Yeah.
And it just
turns
out like this.
It always ends up like this, and you know it's not how
Can
we
you just check,
want it to be. Why that annoys you so much, doesn't it? So we are absolutely fine now. Hopefully everything looks and sounds fantastic.
So thank you for bearing with
Thank you
us.
for your patience, guys. Really do apologise. I hate that because I
know.
I set it all up.
We were ready. We were sat here. We were like, we're gonna, Zahir was trying to watch a bit of BlizzCon before going live.
Yeah, but it wasn't that caused the problem. It was all preset. I think what messed it up is I did like a little test before, and it worked. So I was like, okay, it's working. But then for whatever reason, when we actually went live, it didn't work. Just want to say massive thank you to everyone that's popped in. I can see RJ, George Ross, Watcher, Michelle, Shazad, Pete, Janet, Richard, Claire, Bad Biscuit, Lex, John, Dave, Deep Fried Deals. Thank you for popping in, guys. Do appreciate it. Richard Hale, Eric, Liddy, Peter Ray, Pure Vintage, Sammy. Yeah, everyone that's popped in. Grantley, Basham, Michelle Lathan, if I haven't already said that. Lisa as well, Lisa C. Thank you for popping in, guys. Mandy has popped in as well.
Yes.
Junk Girl, Stu Mandry, Trigger Them. Thank you, guys. I do appreciate it.
Dave's saying we've got two schedules. We kind of do.
Yeah, we're going to have to mess... Yeah, we can always cancel the other one.
Yeah,
we can always cancel.
Not unless you're talking about the one that we've got going on Thursday.
Yeah. No, we're live on one. We've cancelled the other one, so we are good now.
Yeah, we should be right.
Yeah, so we're
and if not, we'll sort it out a bit.
Yeah, we're totally good now. So we're pretty pleased with how it's going. Thank you everybody for bearing with. So good to see you back on the correct side, says Dave as well. Yes,
I like it this way.
I want to say also a big thank you to everyone that has subscribed to the channel recently. We haven't said that in quite... I can't ever remember saying it actually.
No.
But a big thank you to everyone that has subscribed recently. We are about 70 people away from 5,000 subscribers.
I know, that's just crazy.
Which is lovely. It feels amazing. To have actually managed to almost achieve that. So thank you everybody that has subscribed. Thank you everyone that pops into our streams. So that is fantastic. Joan has put in come into the chat and says hi. Kaz Chapman as well. And thank you very much, Shazad. Shazad has just super chatted £2. Thank you for the super chat. Need to invest in a better computer. My computer is the most valuable thing I own. My computer is like the only asset we have.
Yeah.
So thank you for the super chat, Shazad. But I'm very happy with it. It was a user error. It was a Google error. And Deep Fried Deals as well. Thank you so much. Deep Fried Deals has just super chatted $5. Thank you. In case I'm planning on buying Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Thank you so much. Wow. I like Z's festive jumper. It's not a festive jumper. It's not a festive jumper. This is just like...
Is it because I'm all sparkly?
Yeah, this is a Timberland. Yeah, Becca's sparkly. Yeah. It's not, yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. Really do appreciate the super chats. Really do appreciate all the support you guys have shown the channel. We really do. It's lovely. We look forward to doing these chats and making the videos. Some of you may have seen me make an idiot of myself during the week with my video about ponchos, which you can just see the poncho there. I do appreciate the support that video received as well, even though it was only like 8 seconds long and was complete.
You gotta be silly sometimes, right?
It was a bit silly. So I really do appreciate you know, the kindness the community shows to the ridiculousness, quite frankly, that we put out. It is comfy, Dazza, the flipper. I'd say it is very comfy. Yes. It was a bin find, so yeah, very happy with it. Tatsta says hello, me lovelies. Karen, hi Karen. How are you? Hope you're well. Yeah. Pete's Retro Collectible says mine cost 150 new, so it was cheap. I'm not sure what you mean. Poncho bomb. That's it, Pete. Yeah, it was a knowledge bomb. Dubious. No, it was dubious. If anyway,
you can call it that.
Oh, the hair jumper is white like snow equals best. Okay, oh right, okay. So, let's get talking about the eBay. Okay.
Yeah.
You need to be more specific. You've made quite a few mistakes this week, so it's just.
Made a few.
Yeah, we've made a few.
Probably made a few more, but hey, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about the eBays. Some of you guys may know that the dog is barking.
The dog is barking.
And it's very distracting. But other than that, what we're actually trying to say, Alf, shut the hell up!
Don't shout at him.
Okay. He's so.
He just thinks you're joining in.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, he just thinks, just like, yeah. Look, he's just peeked his head through the curtains. Like, what?
Is that what you said?
What's the problem? Okay. This is what we want to do. We're going to talk about eBay.
We are going to talk about eBay.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about eBay for a second. Some of you will know, we thought, we're on like a big cost-cutting exercise. You know, that's how you cut the cost.
Watch where you wave those.
Yeah, we're in a cost cutting exercise. We're trying to obviously reduce our outgoings to as much as we can. And the idea for that is obviously that something that we haven't maybe done in the past is actually appreciate. It's not all about how much money you bring in, it's also about how much goes out. So we've been really good and we've been reducing costs. Then we did something which was a little bit rash. I mean, we have, as you can see, our sales this week, we'll get straight into it, have been £308 turnover. That's including shipping as well and stuff, isn't it? I think £308 turnover. That's on the PayPal graph for 7 days across both stores.
And the reason why we're saying both stores, because we're explaining a bit.
We actually did like more than double that last week. Last week was like 700. The week before that was like 700-800. And then bam, we managed to do 300 in 7 days. And this was actually what we actually did was we combined both stores. I downloaded a bit of software called 6-Bit, which is like a listing software. I downloaded the trial period. I've also cancelled it now because it's a cost, obviously, and I don't think we need it really for our listing purposes. I think we can do without it. But what it did do was allowed us in bulk to take all the listings from one store and copy them across in one evening to the other store with no effort. But when we did that, like, our sales didn't really nothing really happened sales wise. And was it yesterday or today? Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. Yesterday, I thought to myself, we've got well over 1,900 listings on there, and the middle store only gives you 1,500 listings. So we're paying for all these 6 pence like per insertion fees. We may as well have just kept the second store, which is 25 quid. 250 odd listings at 6 pence each is about 15 quid or thereabouts. the store is 25 quid a month, plus it gives you all that extra stuff, and it does separate them. It keeps it simple, and so in the end we did a whole lot of nothing. We moved everything into one store, tanked our sales completely, and then we've moved them back, and the sales have obviously still just been...
So our figures are technically our fault.
Yeah, I would say probably.
And I think in a way that goes just... It's kind of true about eBay anyway. Whatever we do, right, we're affecting it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's our fault.
Yeah.
Okay, we did this.
No, so we so it really did affect us. So bear in mind, this week the main store, the RC store, this had 1,900 listings this week because it had all of the stuff from the general store, it had all of the stuff from the RC store, and as you can see, over the past 7 days we took a whopping £290. 15 wholesales we managed in 7 days, and the average selling price was up. There's a silver lining. So there's a silver lining. We were up 4% on our average sale price. You're looking at me like, really, Zahir? You're trying to boast about trying to make this look good?
You're trying to make this look good, right?
No, I'm not. It is what it is, guys. We share. You know what? We've sat here and we've had £2,000 weeks. We've sat here. We've had lots of £1,000+ weeks, and we've been really pleased. And we've sat here and been like, oh wow, look at us. Oh, we're doing £1,000 in 7 days, or we've done £1,500 in 7 days, or we've done £2,000 in 7 days. But we also want to show when we've done £290 in 7 days, and it's a good kind of story because it shows you that when you think you've cracked it, you may not have cracked it. So it's,
you know what?
Yeah.
If you've watched us for long enough, okay, and even if you're new to the channel now, you'll pretty soon find out we have not cracked this eBay stuff.
Yeah.
We just haven't.
This was what we managed on the general store. We had a sale for 18. That's what took us to the £308 mark.
Yeah.
So
there we go.
Put it all into one store, they said. So that's what we did, and this is what we received in our result. So
okay, and
it was bad. It was a bad week. Not really a whole lot else to say about the figures.
We can't say that, had we left it between the two stores like separately and not done a thing with them,
would it have been any better?
Would have been any better. We can't fully say that.
It was performing better. It was. Previously, it was doing better. It was like,
it was just,
it was like 7. We did like last week. We did like 700. The week before was like 800 on separate stores. So that is what that situation was. Sales were pretty poor. The 6p store, you could have converted all to auction. I could have done. And when you say all your fault, do you mean Z's fault? Says Shazad. And I did see a serious question from Karen. Have you thought about ending and relisting all your stock? We've done that obviously on the general store.
No.
Because obviously we had to end them to move them across.
Because we thought they might want a little vacation on another store and then we moved back.
They were looking like they needed a holiday. So we ended them.
We were like, hey, why don't you go to this place and then you can come back in a few days.
And we'll pay for all those insertion fees.
Yep.
We paid for their trip to the RC store, and then we paid for their return flight back to the general store. All expenses paid. Yes. And bam! So it was.
The stock had a little.
The stock had a vacation, and it's been completely refreshed, and it has had a difference.
But the hobby store, the RC store, we haven't kind of ended everything and relisted, but there is something we are planning on doing with the RC store because a lot of the listings have been kind of sat there for pretty much since we initially listed them. Our listings may not be perfect, and we have listed quite a lot of the RC stuff in like other category rather than actually putting it into the correct category. So
I've looked into that. I looked into that, and I found a listing that I thought should be selling, and it was in the right category. Oh, okay, and someone that had sold theirs, which was in the other category, and we hadn't sold ours. So
maybe we'll just put everything in other then.
Yeah, we'll just put everything in other.
We're gonna be playing around with that store. We might end up relisted, ending.
But we have we have done is we have ended about 200 listings on the RC store, which were flagged up as no sales in the last 16 months. So what we're going to do is every time eBay flags up some RC listings where they say nothing has sold within the last 16 months, we have ended and we've relisted those. So that is the plan. And I think it will help. This week, like I said, we have had a couple of sales come through on the general store, which has been nice. You definitely do notice eBay can wake up a little bit sometimes when you do like a fresh relist. Thank you so much, Lex, for the super chat. Really do appreciate it. £5 super chat. Well. The message is from Lex. At least you can laugh about it, eh? Thank you, Lex. True. Well, you know what? I mean, it's something. We do appreciate that comment, Lex. I mean, because I think I saw Peter Cummins. By the way, Peter Cummins vinegar jar in the chat is Peter Cummins.
Yes.
And he says, lol, I remember asking you and Nick 3 years ago, when do you think you cracked it? Credit to you. You both said you never had. Also, Ken Chapman is in the chat. Hi, Ken. Ken says eBay is weird. Some people quiet, some people busy. It's perfect mirror of retail in general. We've had our best week a month ever. 4,200 for the week and 14k for the month. And exactly that's what we've been seeing that a lot. I think George put out a video this week.
When we watch other people and we speak to other people as well.
Yeah.
But
it kind of motivates us. That's the thing.
Necessarily always saying the same thing. No. Some people are having quiet times. Some people are having like really busy times. So
I try to let it motivate me. Sometimes it can get you down. You do have to be careful.
Yeah.
But I like seeing, like for example, George put a video out saying he did like £700 at the weekend, and it's nice to know because. And for example, when Ken's sharing his figures there, it's kind of like it proves, and like when Shazad's obviously dropping his figures, for me it's kind of comforting.
But in a way, I think that just highlights that we need to look closer at what we're doing to change things, because if we're not doing what we think we should be doing or feel that we need to change something up, then we need to kind of look. We need to kind of look closely at that.
Yes.
After Zahir moves me even closer to the mic.
Well, because you keep moving back slowly. Like you're gonna by the end of the stream, you're gonna be like back there.
I'm not moving back.
So it's one of those things.
I'm tired and I'm grouchy, right?
I've noticed, honey. Do it in chunks, especially if no action. They will be so far down the listings. I know, Karen.
I know, and the thing is, a lot of some of the listings, they haven't had a sales history either, have they?
Can I just say,
so it doesn't even matter.
Joe's comment, never mind, at least your travel company hasn't gone bust. And thank you, Karen. Karen has also sent a £5 super chat. Really do appreciate it. Go back, original plan, let us see what it does and concentrate on the second store, I reckon. That's what happened, Karen. You read my mind. Like, I was thinking to myself, we panicked and we made like a panicky decision. Yeah. Like, we were like, oh my God, like it's not working, we've got to do something. So we just did something without thinking it through, because even just maths wise, it was better for us to have a second store.
Why are we not thinking?
I don't know.
We're meant to be in charge of this stuff.
You just let me. Sometimes I just.
Do you know what? Don't do anything.
Sometimes.
Just don't touch anything.
Just to clarify, she was at work when I did.
Do you know what? Right, first I knew about it. I was doing overtime at work, and then I get some blooming offer on my phone, and I'm like, well, I didn't even know I still had listings active, right? So I get out of work and I go, I got an offer, are you sure everything's ended? Oh no, I've relisted everything back on the general store. Oh right, okay, nice to tell me, thank you. I appreciate that.
Sometimes you have sometimes you panic and you make decisions without fully thinking them through. And I think that's what happened. But that is what Karen has actually said is actually what when I calmed down, I was thinking, actually, that is right. We're gonna have to let the RC store just stagnate for a while. A lot of people, including people like Shazad in the chat, who I respect so much for what he's achieved, have often said the difference that they've noticed since when we were doing well and since now when our sales have dropped has been our stale inventory, that we haven't had the cars and the model kits coming in. And I completely can agree. So in a way, I'm like, we've done, let it just trickle in, whatever it trickles in, and until we can afford to reinvest in it, that store's done. In a way, that store's full up. It's stock that owes us nothing. It's pure profit apart from the shipping costs and whatever. So we're gonna just let it do its thing, and we're gonna focus, like you said, on the second store. And then once we're financially able to invest more and add more and grow the RC store how we want, then we'll do it. But we're not gonna keep fiddling and poking and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like we're gonna like bring it. We're going to bring it in and tighten the ship, right? Yeah?
Yeah.
Why are you saying it like that? Why are you saying it like that? Seriously? You're giving me attitude?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe just a little.
Little bit. Everyone is trying to crack the code. Why don't people buy? But if you work in this shop, you can go hours with no one coming in. Then 10 people come in. There's no code to crack, says Eric. That is so true, Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And Karen says maybe keep the RC store at 1,500, so no insertion fees, and just let things sell through. That is something we could do. We could trim it a little, because it would just be trimming a few listings. So definitely, I think that's something I would do. Dave was saying your voice was fine. Yeah, but I still like it when you move closer. I had £200 one day, says the vinegar jar. Nothing the next. It happens. It will always go up and down. Just have to try and make the ups more uppy and the downs less downy. And I think the other thing as well, Peter, is one thing that, again, like we've been talking about reducing our outgoings and stuff. Had we had that right attitude when we were making good money, we could have ridden out this quiet patch with a lot less damage, like with a lot less stress, because we'll be honest, like we remember when we were getting sales coming in, like big amounts of money. We were having days where we were doing like 500 quid. I remember like walking down the high street getting like a £700 sale, selling big monster trucks for 400-500 quid. If you go back, you'll see the videos where we're sharing our sales, and it's like, this week we've done £2,000, this week we've done 50. We're doing really well for us anyway. I think our peak was probably about £6,000 in 30 days. And we were sustaining that. That was the thing for a good few months in a row. If we had made hay while the sun shined and been as good as we're being now, or like as been as kind of good with our outgoings and all that, because we're looking to make quite a few changes, which we'll share with you guys in due time.
Yeah, when they happen.
When they happen, we will share those with you. And I think we'd now have that little cushion that would have made this a lot less painful, because like Eric mentioned, even in retail you have quiet periods, don't you? Like even if you got a shop or whatever, you do have quiet periods. Peter mentioned the vinegar jar. By the way, guys, Peter Cummins is the vinegar jar. You're more than welcome to click on his comment, go over and show his channel some support. He started making some videos. He's a lovely guy, and he assures me he's fixed his buzzing mic, so that definitely. Dave says she's adorable, and Lex says you tell him, Rebecca. I'm guessing that's when you were shouting unbelievable Z order lol step on the computer. So yeah, that's what I was saying. We need to go down the chat a little bit, guys. Sorry about this. Richard says, had my best month ever, says Richard Hale, and I sell car parts. This month has started great, but I know it won't last. And I think that's it. You just need to. And Shazad says you should always wait 48 hours before acting on any impulse. Yeah, very true.
I think this is the problem though, Shazad, because we talk so much and we analyze like the stores so much, and then when we think we've made a decision, I know we should probably kind of sit on it, we just end up just doing it.
Yeah.
Rather than actually thinking it over some more. So yeah.
And also Here's a mantra: sourceless, sourceless, sourceless. And Paul Calvert says, my 7 days has been very good for me as a part-time seller. £491 in 7 days. Yeah, that's really decent.
Yeah.
Try and build up a second store so that you can live off that and Beck's wage, and then reinvest all RC profit to it. Yeah, I think that's what we should be aiming to do, and that was what the plan was, wasn't it? And Peter says, who would you rather have in charge of your store, Z or Homer Simpson? And Shazad says, if you attack him, Beck, no one would blame you. Don't give her idea, Shazad. Okay. The Hill says, am I watching the right stream? Chat was not working for me.
I hope so. Not unless we're on the wrong. I don't know. Are we on the wrong stream?
I hope not. Our stream has been messed up, so I'm hoping this is right.
Yeah.
Got to go is going out. No worries, Peter. Thank you for popping in. You're in the doghouse after the stream, says Grantley. No, I'll be fine. You have to keep at it if you're doing badly. You'll have to keep at it if you're doing well. That's why I'm trying to focus on being consistent.
Yeah.
Very true. That's a big problem with all these live chats. Paralysis of analysis, says Eric. So much thinking about eBay and how things work, but not actually doing the main thing. List and get as much online. It can happen, definitely. And Tommy is in the chat as well, and Mr. Diggs. Tommy says, on an established store, there should not be a 50+% swing in sales unless you literally walk away and don't touch the store. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I can say I've not touched it. Have learned, I'm only taking a set amount of PayPal each month. Rest is building up for quiet time, says Karen. Yeah, see, I think that's definitely it. That is definitely it. So yeah, definitely something like we're going to be working on. How about women at the bar? She's had 48 hours as well. What do you mean we talk so much? How do you get a word in, Beck?
Oh, do you know what? If you actually sat in our front room and actually listened to us talk, you'd actually understand that.
I talk so much because this is my only chance to get to talk,
so he's got to get it all out now.
I'm talking. I'm getting all my talking in. Otherwise, it's
normally the other way around, isn't it?
We do talk a lot. We do talk a lot, guys, and it's only natural. I mean, we do have the comfort of, obviously, you know, Beck is bringing a wage in, which does help us, but we want to make like the complete use of the whole situation. We don't want to go backwards. You know, it's always painful to know that you have been doing better in the past than you are currently. Yeah. That's not a place that you ever want to be in.
It's our actions that have done this, and that's really kind of quite hard to kind of take on sometimes, because you sit there and you're just like, what on earth were we thinking? You know, we've actually done this. We've actually affected ourselves in this way. And so that is disappointing, and we don't beat ourselves up over it, but we're talking through how we're actually going to change things and improve things and make things better so that we can go forward. And you know, it's completely, and it's just it's one of those things, really. It really is.
And Treasure Pirate says, oh, thanks, Blushes. I really do have a mind full of useless. Was this winning a quiz? Congratulations on your Reseller Ladies quiz win, says Peter. Okay. And DBG's in the chat. Hi, DBG. Tatster says, I think it's not just you and your actions. With the eBay glitches, many sellers have had a bad week, including me. Be kinder to yourselves. Yeah,
I mean, you know, we can't do anything about the eBay glitches. We can only do, like, kind of comment on like what we've done to the store and what we've done to our business. So at the end of the day, you know, put eBay glitches aside, we can't do anything about that. It is
we're gonna focus on what we can affect. And I think we've unfortunately made some rash decisions without thinking, and we're gonna you know, attempt to not do that again in the future. I say we're gonna attempt because I know you're meant to learn from your mistakes, but I have been known to repeat my mistakes on a number of occasions. Some people need to repeat their mistakes a couple of times before they learn from them. You know, like I might get punched once and be like, oh, that wasn't too bad. I might have to get punched again before I realise, no, actually I don't like it. I'm going to avoid getting punched the third time.
I just want to point out Ken's Chapman's comment, because I actually quite like it. Get a plan that works, stick to it. with minor tweaks and reinvest. Judge your business on the low weeks and 90-day averages. And I don't think we've done that enough, Ken. And you've said that to us before, and we didn't listen. Clearly.
And we still haven't. So we're working on it.
But I really do like that point.
Justin RVA Flips has popped in. Hi, Justin. Thanks for popping in. Justin was live earlier. For those of you that haven't, you should definitely be checking out RVA Flips channel. Great guy. And really good content, a lot of fun. And Mr. Dig says, I think if you make mistakes, you can turn them into positivity, learn and grow from them. I should know I made a few along the way. And Shazad echoes that with, as long as you learn from your mistakes, definitely. And Peter Cummins says, I'm started looking at my 12-month monthly average turnover. It's a good measure to look at your growth as it averages 12 months of data month on month. Definitely. David's reselling journey. Hi David, how are you? And Pete's Retro Collectible says, I had a hard time using a card to buy on eBay this week. Had to pay with PayPal. eBay glitches do slow sales down. It's a real thing. It's completely a real thing, Pete. I'm not gonna discount it. Obviously there has been a lot of focus on it. So yeah, I'm completely not saying it's not, but it's also good to see how different people are able to kind of cope with it. Now it might not necessarily be it might not necessarily be what you do on eBay itself. It might, for us, part of this is actually a wake-up call on how we handle money generally, guys. Because you know what, like a lot of people, we came into this reselling thing because we wanted to earn more money, because we thought that is what the problem was. Okay, we thought that earning more money was the problem. Not we told ourselves, or like I'd convinced myself, if it wasn't for my job paying me so little, I would be debt free and I'd have loads of money and I'd be fine. So I started to look into reselling. A few years down the line, it has become quite apparent, hasn't it, honey, that it's not all about how much you make.
No.
Yeah. And if anything, what this has taught us, and even like the rash decisions and stuff, like with me kind of flipping the store and this, that, the other, I would say we've learned a lot in terms of our future attitude towards money. Like especially when you're like when you don't have a steady, like a consistent income, you've really got to be on top of your money. And if you were bad with, like, if you were broke before you started reselling, you're probably still going to be broke after, even if you're bringing in more money. And that's pretty much what we have realized, because even with these bad sales, it's still overall a good year, isn't it? Even overall, we're not massively down or anything if you add it all up. And I think that's what we've probably learned. What do you reckon? Meg's just keeping awake.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Do you know what? I tried to sleep before I came on here and it didn't work. I kind of laid down for about 20 or 30 minutes and it didn't wake me up at all. So,
sorry. Well, and she did make us pizza as well, which was nice as well. It was really nice pizza. We all make mistakes onwards and upwards, says Dorothy. And Eric Liddy says the eBay glitches are just the frog. You got to eat that frog's hair. It says Eric. Yes. And the truth says, it has come to my attention, Beck is not free yet. Free Beck and save the dolphins.
Oh, I like that one.
We're on top of it, the truth. Don't worry. We're going to save the dolphins first, and then we'll talk about releasing Beck. How's that sound? Is that good with you?
Yeah, that sounds good.
It's good. Tommy says, I showed Zahir the other day, eBay told me you only had 88 items for sale.
I saw that screenshot.
That was a bit weird.
Absolutely crazy.
That was a bit weird.
Because the thing is, Zahir was like, he then made me go and check it on my phone.
And it showed the right amount.
And I was like, oh, that is just so weird.
And Lee says, something I apply to my reselling that I took from my retail days. Look after the inputs and the outputs will look after themselves, says Lee. Good point, definitely. Right. Okay, so that's what eBay is doing, learning from their mistakes again and again, says Karen. Shelster Rooney has popped in, as has D Flipping Particles. By the way, guys, definitely click on Shelster Rooney, eBay Queen's channel and give her a sub. And also to Flipping Particles D. Fantastic people, they really are. Worth popping in and checking out their content. And David's reselling journey as well. David's been doing like a really fun quiz during, I think it's like a Thursday.
I think
so, yes. Stu Mandry. Hi, Stu. Let's see what Stu's got to say. Rudyard Kipling's poem, If, says to treat triumph and disaster as imposters to the norm. Can't remember the rest of the poem. Something about cakes. Stu Mandry on top form. Thank you for that, Stu. I love that comment. Absolute genius. There is an art in YouTube comments, people, and Stu has definitely got this nailed. All right. Pete's Retro Collectible says, somebody just cancelled a Freeview DVD hard drive recorder I took an offer on and told me his wife wouldn't let him pay for it. Wow. And Shazad says, you should ask someone before you're doing anything that you would consider that is a major change. A different perspective is always valuable. Can always message me if you need. Definitely. I have done in the past, but I need to keep that habit. I need to keep that habit. Hit the thumbs up and free Beck. Okay. Good thing you're making your millions on YouTube, says Mr. Sadie. Completely. It is, right? it is, yeah, living the life. Completely. Don't matter how much you earn, people live to their wage and always need more. Yes, very true, that's Karen. True. Very true. And that is something that we're keeping an eye on. At least you've stopped spending money on Fortnite skins. I know,
that's
Kevin.
really good.
Kevin.
That's really good, Kevin. Yeah, I'm happy that he's doing that as well.
I'm such a muppet, honestly, guys. I spent money on FIFA and I stopped playing FIFA. I'm not going to stop playing Fortnite, but I'm going to stop buying skins. I think. For the most part. Yes? For the most part. The more you earn, the more you spend. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Completely.
It's a marathon. Long-term financial planning is sexy. And Mr. says pizza fixes everything. Eric says, wait, Beck isn't free. Yeah, she's not free, unfortunately. And Grantley says, remember the old saying, look after the pennies and pounds will look after themselves. You know what, Grantley? Thing is, we know all the sayings. I know, I've watched all the videos, I've read books, but it's doing it is the thing, you know? It's doing it. Like, we know the amount of times we've said to each other, oh, we spent so much on this, don't we? And then we're like, we do it anyway.
And then we do it next week.
Yeah, and we do it
the week after.
So it's knowing them, knowing all the kind of the nuts and bolts is part of the equation, but actually putting it into practice, I think, is something that sometimes it's unfortunate. But I heard Daily Refinement talk about this. Daily Refinement has mentioned this a few times. If you haven't seen, there is a guy who used to be called 10K on the Bay. His name's Daily Refinement. He's got like over 40,000 subscribers and he makes a lot of really good content. And he often quotes, I think it's one of these big speakers that has spoken. I think it might have even been Gary Vee or someone, that said that once you reach over 40 years old, unfortunately people really, or when you reach that kind of age, so we're around that kind of age, once you reach around 40, or the older you get, the more difficult it becomes for you to change. And once you're over 40, the chances of you changing the way you do something are very, very low. And most people over 40 only manage to implement change if something catastrophic happens to them. So, you know, and I kind of almost feel that there's some truth to that, where if you've lived for a certain amount of time and you're like in your mid-30s onwards, it's going to be that much harder for you to change your habit of a lifetime, unless it really comes to the point where you know, things have gotten so bad that you will then look and change. Whereas if you're a younger person, like if you're in your early 20s or something, you're probably going to find it a little bit easier to change. And I feel that has to be, there's some truth to that, because I feel the only reason that we're changing, guys, isn't because we've got all this knowledge, and you guys are like a source of knowledge, you know, aren't they? Say it.
Yeah, they are.
How much? Like a lot, a little bit.
Like
a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. You're a big source of knowledge, guys.
Well, yeah, because we get to come and sit here and talk about all the stuff that we keep doing wrong, and then we give some really awesome advice.
Yeah, and but the thing is, the only reason that we've really started to make some changes, especially to how we handle money, has been because we've almost been at a catastrophic stage. I mean, I'm not going to go into detail. We share a lot with you guys, but it's been, you know, it's been tough, hasn't it? I mean, and I think that's why we're starting to change. And I think there's some truth in that, guys, that the older you get, the harder it becomes to implement change. And I do feel that it's an unfortunate truth, and it's one that if you're aware of, maybe that's something that you could do. But I do feel there's something to that. So let's go back into the chat. Flipping Particle says, thanks, Zara and Rebecca. Not at all. D is such a lovely lady. Honestly, guys. Flipping Particles.
I've been watching her lives. Yeah. They come on at about, is it about 4 o'clock our time over here?
I think so. And
in the afternoon.
She's the kind of lady that you just watch and it will put a smile on your face, because she's got that kind of like, she's just brilliant. She's brilliant. Honestly, definitely check her out. And Jasmine says, hi. Stu Mandry is a troll, says Tommy. I've personally seen it on Instagram from a very untrustworthy person, says Tommy. Thank you for sharing, Tommy. What are you all doing to prepare for Christmas, says Lisa. Are you stocking anything different to normal or making any other changes? No,
we're just going to keep the 2 stores now. Yeah. And keep concentrating on the general store.
We're literally having to build a bit at a time, Lisa, because of our cash flow. And our outgoings, but we're working on reducing our outgoings significantly, so that will help.
We messed up a little.
And Peter says, but those skins made you play better. I'm going to be playing tonight, actually, guys, so if you guys are available, I will be on. Is that okay?
Are you playing tonight?
Is that okay?
No, it's not.
I'm just saying that, aren't you?
It's really not.
Yeah, I'll be on Twitch tonight.
No, you won't.
No? No. I might be on Twitch.
You won't be at all.
Are you taking the mic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I've got any control over that.
I'm going to be on tonight, maybe. Streaming. Ken says we're buying a gold sovereign a month just in case of the apocalypse. That's not a bad plan, Ken, actually. That's not a bad plan. Zeno's all the saying, a bird is worth.
Oh, don't.
Oh, God. And Shelley says, I really rate Chris Daily Refinement. Definitely. Vinegar Just says, lol, I thought he was going to say the more difficult it is to be. that too.
That might be true as well.
And Karen says, love Daily Refinement. He's really honest and gives great advice and not afraid of treating it like a job. I think definitely, yes, you do have to do that. Treasure Pirate says, blimey, no one told me that. I always like to change stuff up. That's fantastic, Heather. I've just found that maybe, just to clarify, I mean like long-term life habits that you've never felt. Like for example, just habits. For example, my dietary habits, or the way I handle money, the way I spend money, things like that. Really, I mean that kind of stuff, or like how often I visit family and stuff like that. I don't know. Vinegar Jazz is almost 50 here. Dorothy Clark says, it's so easy in shops to use your cards, contactless, etc. My friend only uses money. It makes her think twice. Handling over actual cash, says Dorothy. That's a really good point. And Claire says, you have more commitments by that age, so it could be more difficult to change. Good point. And Tommy says, some personalities need pressure and anxiety of teetering on failure or catastrophe just to make them do enough work for that day. I have a small piece of that and I hate it. You know what? I'm with you on that, Tommy. I kind of feel sometimes we can be the same, where we work our way out of crappy situations rather than work consistently to avoid them in the first place.
Completely.
Beck isn't free and Zahir can't have all the KFC he wants now. How lower can the situation get? Listen to your elders, says Grandly. Yes. I've changed at 48. You're never too old to change. Just to clarify, I'm not saying you can't change, Ken. You can definitely change. I think it's down to the individual. I like to think I can change. Of course you can change. But all I'm saying is I think some people... I maybe the age thing is a red herring in that comment. Maybe it's just the case that some people require a really tough situation for them to change. Just people in general. Maybe I should put it as that. And Pete's Retro says, true, Kenneth, I've changed so a lot in the last 2 years. I'm 51. I eat meat. You don't. There you go. We have a difference, says Karen. What?
He's just talking to Shelley.
Talking to who? To?
I think she's talking to Shelley.
Oh, to Shelley. Oh, okay. I'm a Dave Ramsey convert, says Lisa J. Yes, Dave Ramsey. I like listening to him too. See, this is the thing. I do listen to these people, and they do offer great advice. You know.
It's just putting it into
just
action.
Need to put it into action. Yeah. I'm on later 9ish. I'll carry you. Hi, Lucy. Oh, his little face.
Is that when I said no, you couldn't?
Yeah. Beck, that was awesome. Control. Hey, Tracy. Oh,
hey,
man,
Tracy.
I need to scroll down the chat. I'm stockpiling cheese, says Shop Windows. Beck and Zahir, I'm going through a business realignment too. It's quite a process, says the brand.
It's difficult.
Yeah, and I think also, what's really interesting about this, and if you speak to anyone that's been reselling for a long period of time, they'll always talk about adapting. Like I've heard Nick talk about adapting a lot, like over the years. He's always said like we've had to change so much stuff that we've done over the years, like so much stuff that they used to sell or the way they used to do things. And I think that's going to come with experience for us, I guess. I think this is like our first real challenge, isn't it? Where we're going to have to adapt. Oh, I've just peeled that off. What's that?
See, what are you doing?
That's my phone.
Why are you doing that?
It just fell. It just come off.
No, you do that all the time. You keep fiddling with it.
It was peeling.
Put it down and leave it.
My phone's got a hole in it now.
Zahir put the hole in it.
I didn't put the hole in it.
He did.
No, I didn't. It was peeling off.
You were saying that.
It was peeling off.
I saw you. Now
yeah, but look at that
made
bit
it-
next to it.
You made it all sticky.
What about that bit next to it? What's that bit next to
That
it?
sounds really bad. You made it all sticky.
Anyway. Okay, I'm gonna catch up to date with the chat.
Yes.
Bundle,
I've taken his phone away now.
Bundle Buy says, you know the 245-minute pre-stream from earlier is live on your channel, worth the watch.
Man,
I
don't watch it.
I didn't know Bundle Buy UK. I'm gonna have to get rid of that. I watched the pre-stream classic. Says.
Don't watch it.
Okay. I was going to disagree with not being able to change after 40, but then yes, after my husband died, I've made so many life changes and continue to do it. Just starting to resell on eBay at 70, says Chris. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing. I shouldn't have put age into it. That's just what Daily Refinement said, but I feel that, yeah.
I think, but I've heard that somewhere else before as well. I can't remember who, but it wasn't Chris that I heard it from. I heard it
Shazad
elsewhere.
says, I will never change. I'm a perfect snowflake. You know what, Shazad? I don't think many people would change what they're doing if they were bringing in the money your business is bringing in. So, yes. Kim Kelly says, agree there, Chris. Shelster says, yep, my husband hates change. I love it. He gets quite put out when he comes home and I've moved furniture around. Cool. Tracy says 178 watching, only 28 thumbs up. Really? 178 watching? Man alive. Okay, thank you.
That's crazy.
Well, if there are still, they're probably down to 78 now. But still, thank you for popping in at some point, guys. I do appreciate it. It is fantastic. Fat Girl Suing says, I do budgeting on my channel. You can always feel free to check it out. Thank you, Fat Girl Suing. I think I will check it out. I do want to do that. The Vinegar Jar says, shoddy razor goods. Yes, it is absolutely atrocious, that phone. I'm gutted that I even... And you know what? Can I have it, please, for a second?
Are you going to put another hole in it?
No.
Okay.
My contract is due in 2 days. And look what's happened to my phone. That's like a hole. This is like a £600 phone. I'm never...
Now that's why.
Now it's like a £300.
I'll show you the back part of it as well. Look at the corners. He's dropped this thing so many times and he wants to just blame it on the contracts, okay? I'm showing you for that.
Well, I'm not gonna. Thing is, the new me is not gonna go and get another phone on.
And you're
contract.
not gonna drop it either, are you?
No, I'm not gonna drop it either.
Yeah. Until you drop it.
Until I drop it. Yeah. Hi, Travel Bug TV.
Hello.
Karen says you have to be able to adapt as the market changes. People's expectations change. If don't adapt, we'll fail. Yes, Karen, 100%. Oh my God, is Beck a single mum with 3 kids? Says Eric. You tell him, Beck, says Treasure Pirate. Z's life will be abundantly favoured once hashtag free Beck happens. Her genius will save landfills. I love it when they argue. Very high pitch there, Z. Calm your beans. Calm my beans. Oh. Sometimes I have to be, okay? We're on holiday in Gran Canaria watching you guys travel. Wow.
Well, enjoy your holiday.
Enjoy Holiday Travel Bug TV. I'm kind of jealous as well. Yeah. I've listed 25 items while listening. Maybe that's...
Do you know what? Instead of being sat here, maybe we should actually be listing.
Yeah, but then we won't get to chat to everyone.
I know.
No.
I know.
Can I list? I'll list afterwards. And I'll go live.
Before you go to play Fortnite? No. Or while you play Fortnite? I'd like to see that. Go on.
How do I justify this?
I know.
How do I justify this?
Come on, tell me.
Should I do it tomorrow?
No, I'm listening.
I'll do the listing tomorrow.
I'm listening.
Do you know this? I think we're stumbling onto a problem with the business here. Is this part of the problem, you think?
Possibly.
Right.
But I can't fully...
Can we start an inquiry into that instead?
I can't fully say
you can't be
that's
sure.
The problem.
So we'll start an inquiry into it.
Yeah.
And see whether it's the problem.
We may have to address this next
week.
week.
The inquiry could take 6 months to a year.
Oh, okay, that long. I was going to wait for the answer next week, but apparently it could take 6 months to a year. I guess we need a lot of data for this.
We need a lot of data. £60 now, says the vinegar jar. What's that? What's £60 now? And I'd live if I came home to a redecorated house. Please, someone do it for me, says Beats Retro Collectibles. 60 now, says vinegar jar, because I dropped it. I only got 14 listed while listening, says Eric. Get a Tesco phone. I will do. Have you not heard of a case, Shazad? You know what?
He did have a case, but he didn't like it. So
yeah, I didn't like the case because it made the phone feel all bulky.
Yeah.
Why you look at me like that? It made it bulky. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Why did you have to laugh at me like I'm a kid or something, man? Grown man.
I've got a case on mine.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay, good for you.
I do prefer it without the case,
good
but,
for
you know.
Okay. Now a £1 phone, says Lincoln Seller. Damn razor phone. Aren't all married women a single mum with one extra child? My phone contract was up in May, but I'm dithering. What's the best phone at the moment? I would say get something with a Snapdragon 845 or 855 chipset. Not that I've been researching new phones or anything, but that's what I would say. Just off the top of my head. It's only 28 degrees, says Travel Bug TV. You know what, Travel Bug TV? There's just no need for that. That's borderline.
Do you know what we can hear?
It's about 8 degrees here.
We're sat in our conservatory. It's pretty cold here, right? And all we can hear is the rain on the conservatory.
Yeah. All those girls in Z's house, I think Z has synced up with them. Thanks, Eric. The inquiry might be done before Brexit.
Oh, there's no guarantees it might move, Dave.
Yeah. Tommy says, this is why I say list first when you are fresh in the morning, because everything else is non-negotiable. You will get your shipping done. Very true. Hey, Pommy Pickers, how are you? Thanks for popping in. Sorry I'm late, just got up. No need to be sorry, Raj. Never any need to be sorry.
I mean, there's a bit of a time difference, isn't there?
Yeah.
So.
And list X amount consistently every day. Don't ever leave a day without new listings going live, whether that is a few each day. We've been doing that mostly. This week, no, I'll be honest. Because of all the messing around and stuff like that, then, you know, that has been thing. Like I'm a kid. Shazad says, a bulky case is better than a broken phone. Syed Munib Shah says, hello guys, love from Pakistan. Wow.
Hello.
International. My parents are in Pakistan right now, I think.
Yeah, they are.
I think. Yeah,
no, they haven't come back.
They haven't come back yet. No, okay.
I don't think so.
Tech 21 shock absorbing case and glass screen protector saved my phone numerous times, says Lisa. Oh, okay. And Kent says iPhone 11 Pro Max. No. Yeah, it's raining here as well, Kevin. It's not torrential.
It's
but
only just started really here. So it was quite I say it was a nice day. It was still grey and a bit overclouded, but it was kind of,
Yeah.
It hasn't rained
exactly
all day.
Definitely list first thing in the morning, says Goat Jazz, then time for posting and watching TV.
Yeah.
Yes. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to wake up super early in the morning and I'm just going to start listing.
How much earlier?
I don't know.
Do I have to get up?
No, you don't have to get up.
Okay,
you can just do what you want. Travel Bug TV says, lol, you guys are great. Oh, thanks, Travel Bug. Appreciate it. Duchess O'Malley has a question. That's not the Razer phone, which you were lusting after ages ago, that you're moaning about, is it? Yes, Duchess. Yeah. It's the exact phone that I was... It is. I love Razer stuff, and I've destroyed that phone. Mm-hmm. I've been trying to blame the phone. Yeah. But looking at the phone as it is now... You.
Do you know what?
Yeah, it's probably me.
All of this stuff off.
And no, I didn't pick all of it off.
I saw you.
I didn't. Not all of it.
And you look like this with it.
Yeah, but the first bit come off, then the rest is just going to come off, isn't it?
Yeah, and then now you just destroyed it.
I didn't destroy it, but looking at the rest of it, I can see that I could have looked after it a little better. Yeah. How's that?
Like there's a little ding here.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
And here.
Yes, okay.
And here. Okay. I bet this is where you put your keys in your pocket as well. That's what's scraping off all like the...
Are you finished yet? Are you quite finished?
Yeah.
Okay. iPhone 6s 64 gig. Don't buy the 11 as you break the screen. The screen is coded to the phone. Oh, I didn't know that. It's like Beirut here. Fireworks going off everywhere, says John. Really?
Oh, really?
Who are you trying to kids eat us, Kevin? Karen says, I have a Huawei phone. Its camera is good enough. It rings, texts, WhatsApp, and has eBay. What more do you need from a phone, to be honest? Well, clearly... Can you show my phone?
What?
Okay. You need that logo, okay? That's the Razer logo, Karen. Okay? Without that, and 120 hertz screen.
Yeah, but do you know what? I've got a sticker. I could put a sticker on the back of the phone. And then you got the logo. No. Then you can just pretend it's a Razer phone.
No.
Would that not work?
Vinegar Jar, Peter Cummins says, wake up, list 5, parcel, outstanding packages, tidy up, then do other stuff, or more listing every day.
Okay.
Yes, I agree. I think these are all things we need to do. I mean, you know what, guys? We have sat here with good sales. So I like to think at some point we knew what we were doing, right? Mm-hmm. True? So we just need to get back to that and do the things that we were doing before and get back to that. We've had a bit of a knock. We just like to share the downs as well, guys. That's all it is. We just want to share the downs and show that they don't have to be that down. I mean, like, you know, okay, maybe if I wasn't making stupid videos about ponchos being in... You know, maybe I could have gotten some work done. But what do you expect, huh? Seriously?
This is what I get for leaving you on your own.
Do you expect any more from me? Seriously? Wow. I don't know whether to be happy about that or disappointed.
Do you know what?
Very low expectation.
I know the guy I married. So.
Is that a compliment? I know the guy I married. Is that a I'm trying to figure out. Yes. Should I take it as a compliment? I'm just going to take it as a compliment because I don't know. The alternative is. I don't know.
Anyway.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Mine too, Glock. Okay. Beck gets here a Zach Morris phone. Maybe he won't break that brick. I don't even know what a Zach Morris phone is. I've got Razer stickers. Thank you, Vinegar Jar. Great advice about the listing, guy, says Sue, and avoiding the iPhone 11. Was nearly ready to get one of those. Being coded to the screen makes it quite bad because that means you can only get it repaired from Apple, which means you'll have to pay real high prices if you break the screen. Sue says, what phone is the best? Performance and price taken into consideration. Honestly, Sue, if you want to know, I would suggest one of the new Xiaomi's, like the Xiaomi Mix 8 or something like that. They're good value. You can get them brand new for about 230 and they're really good. That's what I would suggest, but I would. But also, can I just caveat that and say, I wouldn't listen to me. I'm not known to give good advice. So don't listen to what I just said, but that's what I would do. If you want to do what I would do, that's what I'd probably do.
Do that.
But most people have got better sense than to do what I would do. All right. And what is Shelsterini say? Without that logo on your phone, you could be halfway to a holiday, says Shelsterini. Oh, Shelley, that's cold, but true. Yeah, okay, I deserve that one. So what of all those features that you pay through the nose for do you use? You know, if I'm honest, I've not even played a game on it, but it's got 120 Hz screen. It means it's really smooth when I scroll up and down. It's like really smooth. It's just I say it's buttery smooth. You know, that's anyway.
When you're scrolling.
When I'm scrolling up and down the apps. You know,
yeah.
You know, it's 120 Hz. You know.
You can do it really smooth.
Really smooth. So smooth. So smooth. Tat Doctor says, hey everyone, fashionably late. Great to see you both. Can I just say, Z, that your live listing hangouts increase my listing through motivation. Love it. More, please. No worries, Tat Doctor. Thank you for the comment. Appreciate it. Glock says, what team used the phone? Go Rangers. Lost my phone the other week, says John. That sucks.
Oh, that does suck.
Okay, God, trying to catch up with the chat. Vinegar Jar says, when was the exact date you knew what you were doing? I've been watching for 3 years and must have missed the videos that day. Thank you for that comment, Peter. Do not be knocking the I'm not knocking ponchos. I'm not knocking ponchos, Shelley. I'm just saying that, like, you know. So thinking about your outgoings, as you mentioned them, I seem to remember you saying that Razer phone was out of the question. I'm not going to get another Razer phone. I'm not going to get another Razer phone. I'm not. The Razer phone 2 is out. I'm not going to get it. Am I? I'm not going to get it. See? Unless it's like really cheap or something, but I won't get it. Z, take it as reality. Yeah, it's true. But think of all the lives you have changed with the Poncho video. It was for the greater good, says Tracy. It ruined my watch time, Tracy. And you still haven't finished watching it. Enjoy the rest of your evening, says Travel Bug. Enjoy your evening out for dinner. Sounds fantastic. Do you know Bilal Bhutto? You look like his older version. Bilal Bhutto. I'm not sure I do. I think that's probably Benazir Bhutto's son. Guildford Flames here in the UK, says Goat Jazz. Tat Doctor says, I have a Qbot Power smartphone and I love it. I'd have this over Apple and Samsung. Sounds like Zahir is in love with his phone. Beck should be offended. No Razer phones. You think of the money, says Go Jazz. On that note, not that I'm cutting you off because I don't want you to say no Razer phone.
No.
I'm not getting a Razer phone.
No.
Yeah, I'm going to persevere with my phone with the hole in the front.
Yeah. It's alright.
Yeah, it still works. Okay.
Tape over
Till something gets inside it. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
We really, really appreciate it. We can't believe we've actually got 190 people watching at some point, which is amazing.
That is.
Thank you so much. That's probably the most we've ever had watching the stream.
Yes. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you to all the new people watching, because there must be, because we've never had 190 viewers before.
We haven't.
If you like the channel, please subscribe. If you don't like it, subscribe.
Yeah.
And
either way, it's fine.
Yeah. And we will see you guys in the next video.
Yes.